You see, the two major problems that the world faces today, whether it's in Europe or United Kingdom, the two major problems that we all face are, number one, how to resolve the issue of strife in the name of religion. Because this is, religion, instead of becoming a cohesive force in society, has become one of the most divisive or destructive force in our modern society. So it is necessary to address the issue and to see to what extent religions can resolve the issue. Now what we find in, say, in the United Kingdom is that we are trying to resolve a religious problem through political or social or economic means. And we are becoming very aware that it does not work. 7/7, for example, is a clear example of how this process failed to work, because we had home-produced terrorists in United Kingdom. So the issue has not been truly resolved, and the resolution has to come from religion, because it arises in the name of religion, so the resolution has to be in the name of religion. Unfortunately, because Hinduism is not seen as the problem, people do not recognize that it holds the resolution of how people of many different religions, or people of religion and no religion, can coexist in a spirit of harmony. You see, the Indic religions, not only Hinduism, but the Indic religions are inclusivist by nature. They are pluralistic by nature. So they recognize that you can make spiritual progress in a variety of different ways. You can be spiritual using a theistic mode like the monotheist religion. You can be spiritual in a non-theistic mode like Buddhism and Jainism. And you can make spiritual progress with the Hindus even in a non-religious mode by invoking, disciplined human endeavor like arts and music and poetry and literature and science too. So because Hinduism is not seen as the problem, somehow it is not also recognized that Hinduism might have the resolution of how to resolve this serious issue of strife in the name of religion. And it comes in the lovely term religious pluralism, not exclusivism but pluralism. There can be many pathways. Now how does this translate into practice in, say, modern United Kingdom? First of all, the Hindu population migrated here about 40 years ago. Majority of Hindus came to the United Kingdom about 40 years ago, and a vast majority of them came via East Africa. In fact, that's where I come from. I come from Tanzania. So we came to this country about 40 years ago. We came with very little money, but because we were kind of welcomed with open arms, we were able to get ourselves established here. And in 40 years' time, the Hindus are now at the forefront of economic development. In economic terms, in professional terms, the Hindu population is a major powerhouse in the United Kingdom. The statistics very clearly suggested by the Home Office here says that an average Hindu contributes perhaps 3 times more towards the GDP than the average person in the country. So we are a major force, a successful economic force in the United Kingdom. So our contribution towards the economy of this country is very, very, very visible. What about our contribution towards community cohesion? Here again we find that the Hindus, wherever they go, in every field, they seem to bring people together. They do not divide. They do not produce ghettos. You would never hear a single case of Hindu youngsters or Hindu youth going on rampage or fighting people of other religion in the United Kingdom. We have not had a single incident of that ever happening in the last, 10, 20 years. So we are we are recognized now here as a very crucial part of this modern society in United Kingdom. An issue that perhaps has to be addressed is this idea of what happens to illegal immigrants or the illegal Hindus who might come to this country, to these shores. Well, it's very difficult to judge what percentage of Hindu illegal immigrants are in the United Kingdom, but I would say if I was to hazard a guess, I would say something like perhaps 1 or 2%, no more. And those people who come here are not in any sense enslaved or used as cheap labor, but they find, if you like, their own position in the Hindu community, because the Hindu community will somehow adopt them and somehow incorporate them in the work that they do. So they are not very visible. So there is no slave labor or the Hindu slave labor visible in the United Kingdom. I've been here for 40 years. So I have not seen any such case where you find Hindus working in sweatshops at very, with very little, wages, etc. It's not visible. It can, of course, be there in some little corner, so we can never guarantee, but the percentage will be very minuscule. Now in Europe, the things might be more different, because the Hindus or the Sikhs, perhaps migrating illegally perhaps towards in Europe, might find themselves at the receiving end of very harsh treatment. And it is very likely, just as you would find people from other East European countries migrating to West Europe illegally, struggling to survive, forced to take on a slavish salary or wages to survive. So this may be very visible in Europe, but in United Kingdom, as far as the Hindu population is concerned, it is minuscule, very tiny. It's hardly worth exploring even. It would be there somewhere, but very, very minuscule. You see, as I said, the Hindu religion, in a way, because of its inclusivist nature, holds the glue of binding society together. And we've been impressing this in the field of education. For example, I'm one of the key advisors to the Department of Education on religious education. And I continually tell them that if you wish to resolve the issue that arises in the name of religion, that divides society, that allows one portion of the society to be mastered or to be ruled over by another portion, then it is necessary to bring out the key features of Hindu religion, which are religious pluralism and spiritual humanism, dignifying mankind as the, if you like, the spark of the divine here and now. So these are the two areas where we are promoting new ideas very visible in Hindu tradition within the education system. The word religious pluralism has now become part of the part of the religious education vocabulary of this country, and this has been strongly promoted by the Hindu teachings.